Okay.
I just did the tweet.
Cool. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with XSplit.
Has it been misbehaving?
No. XSplit was about to do an update. I cancelled it, so hopefully there's no weirdness in between.
Hopefully
updates.
it takes the hint, is what you're saying.
Okay.
Oh dear. What?
It just...
Oh no.
I'm clipping my nails, and the fucking thing just fucking stabbed me in the face.
Oh gosh.
Like
You're
it
gonna
full
give
on,
yourself a
it
coughing
full
fit.
on just flicked up and stabbed me in my cheek. Like it
Ouch.
actually hurt. It had that much, I don't know, whatever the science word is behind it.
Are you okay though?
I'm fine. I'm just angry.
I didn't know whether that was angry laughing or...
It was dying. It was just generally dying.
Okay. Well, let's start the show so you can go to bed.
Okay.
Celebratory nap time.
I did have
After.
a nap. It was quite good.
More naps.
Okay.
Alright, have a good show.
Okay, bye.
Okay. I'll give you a countdown.
Could you? I think it's best if you do it. Sorry.
Okay, that's totally fine. Stuff around. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to episode 63 of Reins of Azeroth. I am your
No,
host,
stop.
Weston.
Start again.
Oh, shit. Alright, 65. Oh, God.
Sorry. I'm really sorry.
I didn't even notice that myself.
We're in the... Oh, I didn't see that either. See, I look at the big number up the top. Sorry.
Yeah, so do I. That's okay. Alright,
Start again.
move this over. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to episode 65 of the Reins of Azeroth. I am your host, Spaz Wesson, and I'm joined tonight by not quite 100% Linda.
Hi. Hello.
You have some news.
I do?
Yes, in the show notes under the intro.
Well, we have some 6-month premium Wowhead subscriptions to give away, thanks to the very lovely people at Wowhead.
That's excellent.
That's awesome. So we're going to tell you how you can win those later. So you get to listen to my super sexy husky voice for a little bit longer, and then you can find out how you can win yours.
Okay. Well, if you want to keep going, have you gotten anything anything the last week?
I didn't get any mounts this week, but I realized that I had over 25,000 nether shards in my bags, and I'm like, hey, I can buy a toy now that I'm exalted with the armies of Legion Fall. So I went and bought the toy, and the toy is the Legion Invasion Simulator, and it is officially one of my most favorite toys ever. It's got, like, you use it, and it's like the, what are the Wintervale toys that you get, the controller thingies, and you fly the thing around?
Thrash and crash and
Yeah,
controllers?
those things. Yeah, it's a similar concept to that, so you get a little extra action button below, but instead, you get to fly around one of the Legion ships, which is really
Okay,
cool.
that's cool.
and you've got like fell fire that you can drop down and all of this other stuff. And then one of them is called like deploy land minions or something like that. And so it's like, you know how when the demons come down from the sky to attack you on land. So you push that, and instead of sending demons, it sends out critters. So you get attacked by an army of like squirrels and bunnies and stuff.
Now I'm curious if it actually interacts with the Thrash and Crash and series.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because they can fight, can't they?
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out. I was just too busy giggling at the critters running around the place attacking things. It was kind of cute.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for achievements, I'm very behind the curve, but I got top honors and first step into a larger world for getting PvP prestige rank 1. So I got a little pet, which came with that, which was really cool. I went and did the Glow Cup Festival stuff on the weekend, which was really cute. I really liked it, and as a result ended up getting exalted with Sporagar, so I got the Tsar of Sporagar achievement. I got 2,500 World Quests completed achievement. I finished the Water Ripoff and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Goblins quest line that gives you the Gullible as the title at the end of it.
Yes, in Storm.
Yeah, you did that one ages ago, and I've been meaning to do it, and I just, on the weekend, I'm like, I'm going to do this now because I can. So I did, and it was good. And then on Monday, I got Robotier, which was the very last achievement that I needed for the Family Familiar achievement. So I'm done with all the pet battling achievement-y things in Legion, and I got my little nightmare tree dude, and he's super cute, and I'm so happy because that was a really rough achievement to try and get. Like, I had to wait a week for just that one last battle to get that done. Yeah, it was, and I mean, I know that I didn't wait nearly as long as other people did, and I didn't do it properly. Like, you know, there was ways to go about it with involving alts and things like that, and I didn't start doing that soon enough, so it took way too long to do it, but I'm still really stoked. And the last achievement I got was a magnificent contribution, which is contributing to the Mage Tower 50 times. So got that the other day too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty productive weekend. How about yourself?
Well, because of Destiny 2 and the gold price shooting way up, I bought myself a WoW token and got the Champion's Treadblade.
Yay, nice.
Yeah. I also got the achievement Glutton Free. Just about an hour ago.
Nice, congrats.
Doing a pug of normal. I joined it when there was 2 people, and I was like, oh god, this is gonna go nowhere. We ended up doing a full clear in about an hour and a half.
That's fantastic. Well done.
Actually, an hour 45-ish.
Did you get the last of the bits you needed?
No, I went from whatever I had before to 13.
How many do you need?
20.
Okay.
Yeah, the first time I think I had 9, because the first time I went through I got one of the ones that you crack open to get 5 of them, and I'm just like, just give me one of those, just give me one of those.
Yeah.
So close, but no, not at all. Couple here, couple there. I got a few bits of gear. I got my tier, my 2-piece.
Nice.
With normal stuff. I had my LFR 2-piece, but I got a normal cloak and normal pants. So
that's awesome. Congrats.
Normal two tier, which is cool. I don't even know what it does. So probably nothing.
But it looks pretty
for a Beast Mastery Hunter. Yeah, the cloak's cool. Yeah, it was surprisingly calm run. We had one person who was like eye level 800. Somehow,
wow. Okay, yeah,
that was in there and was just dropping dead instantly at the start of every fight.
Oh yeah,
the raid leader's just like, "What are you doing in here?" And the person didn't answer for like 5 minutes. He's like, "All right, kicked. I'm not dealing with that." And someone else typed in chat, Yeah, that's fair. If they're not going to say anything, you might as well kick them. And I'm like,
Well, yeah, like you can't
Yeah.
you can't expect to carry. Like if he had have responded, maybe it'd be a bit different. But just
Yeah.
keeping quiet, yeah, that's just not cool.
No. Yeah, so that was good. Hopefully, before next week's show on the Tuesday, I can squeeze in another normal run when everyone's trying to get it done before lockout fires
Yeah.
again, and get the last couple that I need, and then get my weapon skin, because I do have to kill Gul'dan after I get 20. So I think that's going to be the hardest part, killing him on normal or heroic with pugs that like
Yes, but you can go back. So if you get the maximum amount by doing I'm not going to explain myself very well at all. If you do your normal run and the last doobie things that you get come from Gul'dan, and then you go hand them in, you can go back and kill Gul'dan again on normal in a different run. You won't get any loot, but you still get credit for the quest. So at least
I think
that counts.
But I think finding a single Gul'dan fight will be a lot more difficult than finding, a fresh run where they're just
maybe,
grab
but I mean,
everyone.
like you could always just try running one yourself for that exact reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You just need to find somebody that's got a lookout for it.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be fine. I'll sort it out. Now, in the news, the trial of style is being tested on the PTR. That's pretty much all we're going to say about it, other than it looks really cool. We'll talk about it more when it's actually live, because we all love transmog, so we might as well do a whole bloody episode on it. And as Cinder said, the Glowcap Festival did happen on the 27th of May. It's a throwback to the old Sporagar reputation in Zangarmarsh. And as you said, you got exalted, and so it was a great time to earn Sporagar reputation if you hadn't.
I really liked it because it was a healery focused thing. Like you could run around and get mushrooms to help heal up the mushroom, like the spore thingy, as a DPS and stuff, which was nice. But it wouldn't compare to having full blown healers there, and we had so many people there.
His name is Foosh, I think.
Yeah. Fishu or something like that. But yeah, we had so many people there that we maxed it out. So the way that it worked was that the longer that you could keep Fishu healed up, he would gain stacks, and each stack gave you something like 50 reputation or whatever. And there were so many of us there, and we were able to keep there was one that I was doing where we were healing him up for like 15 minutes or so, and we capped him out. 250 stacks was the highest it would go. So something for next year. But yeah, it was really good fun. It was a challenge to try and make your mana last for 15 minutes. It was cool.
Well, if you get to 250 stacks, I think they should just automatically put you at Exalted.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, look, and I only did it like 2 or 3 times, and yeah, it was great. I liked it.
Yeah. Now, the next micro holiday coming up is the 1,000 Boat Bash, which will be happening in the 1,000 Needles, because that place is full of water now. And that happens from July 6th to July 9th in Australia.
June.
It's June. Jeez. June 6th through 9th, I should say. That would be more accurate. And the Dark Moon Fair is up again from this Sunday. So if you have some professions to level, get in there. I'll probably have to set a reminder to do that myself.
Yeah, I always forget.
Yeah. And there is a new Murloc running around.
Yay!
Now,
so cute.
Yeah, he is. Now, off the coast of Azuna lies Seabreak Isle, home to the wild and secretive Squigglefin tribe. There's rumors that intrepid explorers who have successfully domesticated young Squigglefins, known as Squirkies. He is yellow, he's adorable, he has the same model, kind of, as Gromlock, that was one of the BlizzCon rewards. So it's the HD Murloc, which is cool. And he is also available IRL as a plushie.
So cute.
He is currently sitting up on my shelf with
Oh,
the
you
rest
got
of
one,
my
did you?
Murlocs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I posted a picture on Twitter. I shuffled a few things around, so like all 6 of them are up there. The 7th one is the pink one is elsewhere. I think sitting somewhere else. I don't remember where. But now we got some tweets to do with Mythic Gul'dan. Now, the Warcraft devs account tweeted these and said the mount is a guaranteed drop until the end of the expansion, then will be treated like similar mounts from previous expansions. So,
which was pretty much expected, but it was good to get the confirmation. Like, because I had a lot of people tweeting at me going, oh, it's going to be the same as it always is. And I'm like, cool, that's great. And I understand that, but it is good to just get the confirmation in case they change their minds sometime, because that happens. So I just wanted to see the tweet to say, hey, yeah, this is going to stick around as a guaranteed drop. So, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that they have kind of confirmed is that the Chosen title will likely go away eventually, possibly when Legion ends, but they said they don't have plans to end it in the near future.
So the Chosen one's the one for doing a full mythic clear of Trial of Valor without dying.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I was talking to Gildy about it the other day, and he kind of wants it too. And I'm like, okay, so it's cool if that's not going to go away until the end of the expansion, then it should be a lot more doable. Next, like this time next year, for example, because we've still got Tomb of Sargeras to go, and then we've still got Argus after that. So there's lots of stuff to come. Yeah, I'd
love to get that title, even if it's just for one character. It would be awesome. Now, as we said at the beginning of the show, we have 2 6-month premium Wirehead subscriptions to give away. To be in the running to win one, you have to send an email to us, reinsofAzeroth@gmail.com, with the word knowledge in it. Put it in the...
you can put it in the subject line if you like.
Put it in the subject line and give us a little message in the body of the email, or put it at the top of the body and send us a picture of you on one of your favorite mounts. Or if you're writing in to tell us how your week's been, put it at the top, just so we know who is looking to win this specifically.
We've got 2 of them, so please, if you've thought about having one and you couldn't be bothered, or you didn't want to spend the money on it, there's 2 for free, so please enter, because Wowhead's been really lovely reaching out to us and saying, hey, here, have some keys. Like, thank you.
Yes. Now, the entries will close on the 12th of June, and we'll announce them on the 13th. So...
yeah, it just gives that, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah, so at least we have more than one episode where we're telling people about this motion, because some people might miss an episode, and it's better to put it over sort of a longish period of time. Now, that's about it for the news. Not too much in the news. And so we'll move on to our main topic. I think we got a bit quiet
because it's like Tomb of Sargeras. Oh, sorry, there is one other thing. The PvP season is ending. The current season, so Legion PvP Season 2, is ending June 13.
Yes.
So that's giving hints to a potential release date for 7.2.5 and potentially for Tomb of Sargeras.
Yes. Now, what we'll be talking about tonight is a new collector's guide. So, sort of a whole bunch of mounts that are quick and easy to get that will, get the blood flowing and get the collecting, get you bitten by the mount collecting bug, hopefully. So, straight off the top, now obviously, the assumptions I've made in putting this list together is that you are a player who has at least one toon at level 110. That's it. That's all I'm assuming. Because not everybody has a dozen alts. Not everyone has played during the drought of Cataclysm.
Not everyone has millions of gold.
Exactly. So we haven't included any of the mounts that you need to really spend a fair amount of gold on. So up first is the racial mounts. Now, depending on which race you've chosen, will depend particularly on how many you do receive. Now, I think it's goblins and worgens only get 2, and most other races get 7. The Pandaren get 12.
It's because Pandas are the best.
Yeah, their mounts are pretty cool as well.
Turtle.
Yeah, the turtles are pretty cool. Now, obviously, if you've done Lawmaster, you will be fairly close to, or even exalted, with other capital factions. So, if you are exalted, then you'll be able to buy the other other cities' racial mounts. And they are just as cheap as normal, so it's nothing more expensive. Now, obviously, if you're not a Pandaren and you want to get those turtle mounts, you're going to need to buy the tabard off the vendor in Stormwind or Orgrimmar. Look for the balloon. And you'll have to run Mr. Pandaria dungeons until you're exalted. Because it's the old system of put on a tabard and run dungeons till you're exalted. You just get a small amount of rep per enemy that you kill, and a big chunk when you beat a boss. So now the second ones, which will once again depend on how you've built your character, are the crafted mounts. Now, if you picked 2 gathering professions, then, well, none. But
which is a shame. They should make it so that, like, I don't know, herbalism can get, like, a flying leaf or something.
That would be cool. I mean, there's a flying cloud for monks.
Yeah, but, like, something that's associated with the gathering professions, because they do get a little bit jibbed in this sense.
That's true. And obviously, most people who've picked 2 gathering professions more than likely are doing it for the gold-making possibility. So, maybe. Who knows? Maybe in the future there might be one. But the big ones are engineering and tailoring mounts. Most of the engineering mounts, oh no, not most, I should say some of the engineering mounts can be sold and bought on the auction house. Most of them just require engineering to use. And, they're all the mechanical ones, the ones that MacGyver loves so much.
Yes, because they're cool.
Very much. And then you have the tailoring ones, which are all the flying carpets, which are definitely a great couple of mounts. Most of them are quite easy to make now, because it's not current content. The frozen orbs for the frosty flying carpet are really easy to get a hold of. All the bits and pieces can be found in the world, or
especially with like the time walking
house.
dungeons as well. Like you can get like those frozen orbs come from the time walking dungeons during Lich King ones. So, if you don't want to buy anything, you can get them at those points without having to actively farm them.
Yeah. Now, Cinder, have you played Hearthstone much?
I've played it enough to get this one.
Well, the Hearthsteed simply requires you to play 3 games in play mode or arena mode in Hearthstone. 3 games. And it's a nice blue mount with wings.
It's a lovely mount.
Yes. I am glad that this one was never sort of like removed as a timed promotional thing. So kind of glad.
Yeah, I remember frantically looking into Hearthstone when I thought that it was going to go away. Like, there was a period of time where everyone's like, it's going to go, it's going to go. So, like, so many of us were in there trying to win these 3 games. I'm so bad at Hearthstone, it's a small miracle that I got it.
Yeah, I wasn't great at it, but I did what I had to. Got them out. Played a fair bit of Hearthstone, but you know. Now, are there any mounts that you thought of specifically?
The class mounts. So if you are a paladin or a warlock or a death knight, you get them by default while you're leveling up. So if you've already got one tune at 110, you know, if you didn't level one of those, you wouldn't have gotten it, and you can't get it. So go level an alt. So if you don't have any of these, go level an alt and make it a, you know, paladin in particular. They get lots of mounts. They can be really good ones to level up to get free mounts. Just to bear in mind that while the class-specific mounts do count towards your mount total, it's only when you're logged into that particular character. But you know, a lot of people, they go, they use that to their advantage when it comes to ticking over the achievement mount numbers. So it's a good recommendation to get yourself at least a warlock or a pally.
Yeah, that is definitely a good idea.
Yeah.
Now over in Dragonblight in Northrend, there is an instance known as the Obsidian Sanctum. Now, I don't even remember when I did this, but pretty much when you go into the Obsidian Sanctum, there is a very large dragon in front of you. He or she has 3 smaller dragons that sit up around the sides. Now, depending on how many of those smaller drakes are alive, depends on the chance of the drop of the mount off this guy. Now, if you're in 10-man, it's the Reins of the Black Drake. If you're in 25, it'll give you the Reins of the Twilight Drake. Now, also, in saying that, you can only do one of the 2 lockouts in a week for a 100% drop chance. Leave all 3 drakes alive. Now, if you have a friend who doesn't have this mount and has never done this instance before, definitely take them in there, pull the boss, and see what their reaction is to the boss.
Look at all the poop that forms underneath them,
and all the ads that come rushing down from the mountain as well.
Yeah.
That's always fun. So yeah, that's another 2 mounts that are quick and easy. Now, obviously at 110, it's going to be a 10-second fight, I believe.
Yeah, your biggest difficulty, I think, at this level now is accidentally killing the 3 drakes that are around the edge. So you need to really make sure you don't do any cleaving, any dot spreading, anything like that. Just a single target kicks in the face.
Yes. Now, I do believe once you've started the fight, you can kill those drakes.
Oh, okay.
Because they come down as part of the encounter, and if they're alive before the encounter starts, it counts as a harder difficulty, so it's an increased drop chance. Because I think during certain phases of the fight, the drakes get called down, but because you're going to do so much damage so quickly, they're all going to come racing at once because you'll probably kill it before any of them get down to you. So, it'll be fun. Especially if you have a friend who's never seen that instance before. Now, the next one is in the Caverns of Time. There is a I didn't get the name of the dungeon. There is a specific instance in the Caverns of Time where there is a mob that spawns. Well, it's a specific boss, not just a mob. It's a boss, the Infinite Corruptor. Now, back in Cataclysm, 25 minutes for that dungeon was a fairly tight run on that place. The timer is still 25 minutes, and so if you can make it to him before that time and kill him, he will drop 100% of the time the Reins of the Bronze Drake. Now, don't let it now. If you're exploring and doing other stuff in that dungeon, don't let it get too close, because I do remember in late Cataclysm, this guy disappearing through the portal with about 10% health.
That would have been brutal.
And everyone getting really angry, so it was pretty funny. Do you want to take the next couple?
Yeah, sorry, I was just jumping on Wirehead just to double check. You do have to have the drakes alive when the big boss dies, so don't AoE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just because I'm like, oh, did they change it? Because I remember Thor taking me in there because for this exact reason, he's like, if you want some mounts, here's some really quick and easy ones for us to get. And even then, he was like, no AoE, nothing that can accidentally kill the other ones. So you need to kill the boss and then kill the 3 ants. Apparently, is what it says.
No worries.
So. Another one that is based on a timer is in Zul'Gurub, and this is a timed run where if you can get through to rescuing the 4 prisoners, it's going to award you the Amani Battle Bear. The achievement is barely made it with plenty of time to spare. And we'll pop the link to that into the show notes.
Yes.
But there's a guide to it on Wowhead telling you the quickest route to take. It's a lot faster now, obviously, because if you are at 110, you can just ding, 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 these are all dead. So it's just about knowing where you need to go and where these prisoners are. And there'll be a little satchel that you can click on that will have the bear in it. So it's good.
This one does have a debuff timer, so you can keep track of it. The Caverns of Time Infinite Corruptor dungeon I was speaking about doesn't have a timer, and that's actually the Culling of Stratholme dungeon that I was referring to. Not the undead Culling of Stratholme, which has a different mount in it, which is more of a grind until it drops kind of mount, which is Baron Ruvender's Charger. For some people, hundreds of runs before that thing drops. Some people still don't have it and are still running it, or have given up on running it. But it's definitely one that you can get through that dungeon as well. Although that version of Stratholme doesn't need to be accessed through the Caverns of Time. You go through sort of the main or secondary entrance. There's like 3 different parts to the Culling of Stratholme, and I always get them confused.
Me too, and I never know that I'm in the wrong one until I'm like in there, and I'm like, hang on a minute, where's the horsey guy? So yeah. The next one on the list is for Mists of Pandaria. So once you have flying in Mists of Pandaria, this one's a whole lot easier. If you get to Exalted Reputation with the Lawwalkers faction, then you get yourself the disc of the Red Flying Cloud. And the reason this one's really easy is because the way that you get your reputation is clicking on scrolls that can be found all around the world in Pandaria. You click on them, and then they'll all tell a story. You go hand them into Lawwalker Cho, and he'll act it out for you. It's definitely one of my favorite reputation grinds, and it's really straightforward. The guide, the comments and stuff, people will have some links to TomTom waypoints for where all of the little scrolls are. So just go get them all, and if you get to Honored, I think it is, or Revered, whatever it is that you can get the commendation coin, make sure you buy that before you hand the last ones in for Exalted, because otherwise you'll have to go do some other ones.
Yes. Now,
so that's an easy one to get.
The thing that takes the longest with this is watching all the stories one after the other.
But they're lovely.
But
they're good stories.
Exactly, I was going to say. But
good.
They are quite interesting, and who doesn't love Walker Cho?
I love Walker Cho.
Exactly.
They are really good though. Like I'd like to see something like that again. I guess I was just finishing off the doobie thing for the Hunt for Illidan in my class hall this evening on my mage. With the Naru thingy is chatting to you, and she's like, go here and witness what Illidan did at this point, and go here and witness what happened to Illidan at this point. And it's a lot of running around to watch a bunch of cinematics, but I really like it because it gives you that sense of, well, this is what's happened in the world and how we got to this particular point in time. And for me, anything that tells a story about bad guys is really interesting. So I don't know, I just have a soft spot for that stuff.
Yeah, Illidan was never a bad guy. From his point of view.
Yeah. His methods were, interesting. But anyway.
Definitely. Now, the next 4 mounts are mounts that count, but can't be used anywhere else. That is the 4 colored Karaji battle tanks that drop within Unkaraj, or as it's better known, AQ40, the raid. Now, these are really easy to get because all you have to do is go through that instance and clear the trash.
Chances are you'll get them all in one run.
Definitely. The chances are you'll have about 10 of the yellow ones drop, 10 of the green ones drop, about 6 of the blue ones drop, probably 1 red one. The red is the rarest, but it also comes with a feat of strength. It's red. Oh, geez, what was the feat of strength called?
Something about red goes faster.
Yes. Yeah. Mind blank. Regardless. Oh yeah, because it's red, question mark. That's what it is.
Why? Because
now,
it's red.
Exactly. Now, the next one is Pandaria. If you have flying in Pandaria, this will be also extremely easy. A little bit time consuming, but definitely easier. It's the Order of the Cloud Serpents. Now, once you go through the beginning quest line with the Order of the Cloud Serpents and choose your Serpent Hatchling, you have the ability to go and find onyx eggs. Now, they mostly are around the cliffs and hills that are just off towards, just off of where the actual dailies take place. And so, flying around there, you'll find a whole bunch of the eggs. You just turn them in one after the other. And then, I believe, there are a couple little story bits that you have to do with the reputation that shows your young dragon growing up, and then you can ride him in the races, and then once you get, I think it is exalted, you actually receive him the color that you chose as a free mount. The other 2 are then purchasable for gold, but I don't believe it's too much. It's not super expensive.
No, it's not crazy.
A couple hundred, maybe a K, but that's not too much. Now,
and they're pretty, and you got to raise one from a little baby.
Yes, it is really cool, and there are a whole bunch of achievements in regards to the dailies that you can do for the Cloud Serpents. One where you have to bounce a ball, I think 40 times, something
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one took me a little while to get.
That's the one that I got by accident, and every time I've tried to do it since, I failed. So I don't bother trying anymore. I'm like, I got it once. I totally did it proper and stuff. Yeah, that wasn't an accident.
Definitely. Now, on the Isle of Giants, which is to the far north of the northern parts of Pandaria, I can't remember the name of the actual zone. Kunlai Summit, that's the one. Across the Fatigue Ocean is a small island, the Isle of Giants. There's no flying over there, but you can fly towards it. You will get dismounted, so be prepared to disengage Goblin Glider something, or just swim low enough, or just fly low enough that you'll hit the water before anything else. But on the Isle of Giants, every single mob drops Dino Bones. You need 9,999 of them to get yourself the Bone White Primal Wrap. The other good thing is that this island actually has 4 pets. They are the all versions of the what are they called? The Armani trolls? Or the
Zandalari.
Zandalari trolls, that's right. They're the ankle biter. Oh god, I can't remember their names. I'm having such a mind blank day.
The Zandalari, ankle render, foot slasher, knee biter, and toe nibbler.
Yes.
And they're very helpful having on pet battle teams. They're really good ones to get if you do want to do pet battles.
And they drop off most enemies that drop bones as well. So that's 5 different things that you can get at the one island just farming.
There's also the ones that drop. So some of the mobs will drop an egg, which has a chance to be a different coloured raptor mount in it. So you've got the black one, and I'm just scrolling through because I can't remember all of the colours because I forget.
I believe
but
it's black, green, and red.
Yeah, something like that. They're a bit random, so I mean you can't rely on them, and I wouldn't say they're necessarily easy because you can't target them. But if you are running around doing the 9,999 bones for your white raptor, these ones will probably come to you at the same time. The downside to them is that it takes a few days for the egg itself to hatch. You don't have any control over what color one will hatch, and you can only hold one egg at a time.
Yep.
So it will take weeks to get all of them, maybe even months if you're unlucky with getting the same ones more than once.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot in one small space.
Yeah, you'll be farming a lot of dinosaur bones. Now, did you want to take the next couple?
Yeah, can I skip down to these ones?
Yeah, sure.
So people might disagree with these, but don't, because I'm right. We're talking about like mounts that are easier to get, like easier mounts to get, so that if you haven't been playing for 10 million years, if you have been playing since Legion started, you will have been doing the Suramar questline, and at the very end of that is the Mana Saber. It's a guaranteed mount for running a series of quests. It's straightforward. If you didn't start it from day one, that's okay, because all of the quests are now available. You can churn this out in a day if you want to, and you're guaranteed to get a mount at the end of it. So I'd put that one in the list, and I'd also put in like a lot of mounts that you can get from reputation grinds. Some of the reputation grinds are easier than others, but have a look at your favorite reputations, or and see how you go about getting those mounts, because reputation grinds can be relatively easy to do, and it's a guaranteed mount at the end of it. You're not having to rely on RNG. And the other one that I was thinking of, which we don't technically have it yet, so this could be a big fat lie, but our new class mounts are also guaranteed mounts that we get, and we do that again by completing a quest line. So that's by doing all the Broken Shore quest lines. We've only got like 2 weeks left of this before we get to get the quest to unlock the class mount.
Yeah, my quest to get Wormtongue caches is...
It's what, sorry?
I think it's bugged out, I think.
Why?
I'm at 3 of 10 and I opened about 6 this afternoon.
Oh, not in the cave?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not right.
No, just ones that I found all over the place.
Okay. The Mage Tower should be up really soon, and that tends to bring more caches around as well. So... yeah. See how you go when that comes up, and if it's still doing it, then put in a ticket for sure, because that's not right.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll have to do that.
Yeah, because you need your mounts, man.
I need that hunter mount.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, have you been to Sethic Halls?
I have.
Have you come out of Sethic Halls with anything special?
I have. This is one of the first rare mounts that I got.
Now,
I got it pretty quickly too, and Thor was not happy with me.
Now, the reason that Ascetic Halls is on this list is because it's a very old instance, and it only takes a few minutes to do. Now, the drop chances are very low, but if you do have a pile of alts that are at least 100, now obviously I did say we were assuming that you had just 110, but in regards to that, if you have a pile of alt who are sitting around doing nothing, park them outside the instance, and once a day, run them through there until the mount drops. Also the same with the Swift White Hawkstrider from KT in Sunwell Plateau, I believe, isn't it?
No, it's the dungeon.
Oh, it's the dungeon on Keldanos?
Yep, and it's escaping me right now.
Either way, it's once a day on heroic.
And got it the other day.
Oh, that's excellent. So now the next one is one of those old mounts that have a small drop chance but are quite easy to do.
Sorry, Magister's Terrace.
Magister's Terrace, that's right. Old Karazhan. And obviously we have to say that because there's now more than one version of Karazhan. The first being Old Karazhan, which the first boss, Achuman the Huntsman, has a chance to drop the fiery warhorse's reins. Now, there's a new version of that, but that's a lot more difficult to get because you do need to be heroically geared enough to be able to get through there. But this one is really easy to do. Only takes a few minutes once you get into Karazhan.
Yeah, and you don't have to try and figure out the maze that is Karazhan, because that's what puts me off running that place, because I get really lost.
Right at the very front.
Yeah, right at the start.
Front. It almost seems optional. Now, the next two are in Zul'Gurub. Now, these two are rare drops, heroic once-a-day drops, and those are the Armored Razashi Raptor and the Swift Zulian Panther. Now, these are the replaced, updated versions of the old ones back from original Zul'Gurub pre-Cataclysm. Now, both of these drop in the same instance. So it's one instance, two mounts. It doesn't take too long, although it is a bit of a windy, long-winded get through. Do you want to take the last three then?
Sure. These are ones that are rare drops, but they are easy instances to run through. So the Drake of the North Wind comes from the Vortex Pinnacle, and it's a really quick run because it's like one boss. It's really cool, and you got to do it quickly. So you're encouraged to be fast. So it won't take up too much of your time.
And now the best thing about Vortex Pinnacle is that once you kill the boss, you can actually throw yourself off the edge, and the tornadoes will grab you and drop you back at the beginning. And this one can also be done on normal, so you can do it 10 times an hour, which is cool.
And also, if you are on your expedition yak, you can fly around on it and watch its little tail go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I like it anyway.
Oh, you're referring to the other Drake that comes from the Throne of the Four Winds.
Ah, am I?
Which is right next door to Vortex Pinnacle, and is it's a once-a-week raid, which is definitely worth doing as well if you're in the area.
I always get the two mixed up. All I know is that I don't have either of them, so I just go do them all.
I have Vortex Pinnacle, but not. I don't have the one from Alakir.
Yeah. Okay. So there's the Drake of the North and the South Winds. There you go. The next one is the Vitreous Stone Drake. So this one is from the dungeon the Stone Court, and that is in Deepholm. So this one starts being a little bit more difficult but not too bad because it's a Cataclysm one, so it's a few expansions ago. And again, you can run this one as many times as you like or until the lockout happens per hour of how many instances you can do. But that's a good one that you can farm for as well. And then the last two come from the same... Sorry.
Just quickly, if you're in the area, keep your eye out for Anax.
Yeah.
Which is it's a very rare spawn. That is the phosphorescent stone drake.
It's a very pretty mount.
Definitely.
It's another accidental one I got.
Same.
Yeah.
As a Beast Mastery Hunter, it was not fun.
Yeah,
Hitting
I bet
it
it
with a
was
stick.
having to ride on it.
Hitting
I
it
had
with a
no
stick.
idea. I was freaking out.
Oh, God.
The last two are the blue and azure drakes, and they both drop from the Eye of Eternity. You can only do this once a week, I think. And
Yes.
doesn't matter what difficulty. People are going to argue this black and blue that, oh, it only drops in normal, and this one only drops in heroic. Fact of the matter is, both of them can drop in
any
heroic,
difficulty.
But yeah, in any difficulty. There are screenshots of people who have gotten both mounts in the one drop. So you can do whatever you like. I tend to go with the heroic difficulty because subconsciously, and it's probably wrong, but subconsciously I think chances are slightly higher on heroic difficulties than they are on normal ones. But
we have no solid proof of that.
No evidence whatsoever. But I've got both of these mounts, and I only ran it on heroic. So
yeah. Well, Wowhead says it's about the same, like a 0.01 off-ish, but we don't have the exact data from Blizzard. We just Wowhead just has info directly from players' accounts that have allowed them to look, basically.
Yeah. And again, these ones make the list because it's one event in that instance. You're not having to fight multiple trash mobs or multiple bosses or anything. There's just one fight that you get in, get out, and do. So it's a quick one to farm. Like, these are really good starting out farming mounts to go for, I think.
Yes.
Like, you've got your guaranteed ones, and then you've got these rare ones. They're nice and easy to do. They're good starter ones.
Yes, and next week we will mention some of the ones that have an extended an extended period of time that is required to get them. Mainly, I kind of just want to talk about the Crimson Death Charger a little bit next week.
Okay.
So we'll mention that a bit next week.
Can I share a story that one of my guildies shared in our Discord today?
Go ahead.
His mate has only just started playing, so he doesn't, he doesn't know that sometimes people can be very not nice. Anyway, he was running through, is it the Culling of Strethorn one with the horsey one at the end, and it dropped for him, and he got it, and he was so excited. And one of the guys that was in there was like, hey, mate, I'll buy it off you for like 1 million gold or something. And the guy's like, well, I've only just started and a bunch of gold would be really good. Okay, cool. So he trades it, but he didn't wait for the gold to be put in. And the guy took it and he left. He just left. Yeah. And I'm just like, my heart broke for this poor guy because firstly, he got this super rare mount. He probably didn't know just how rare it could be for some people.
Oh,
he's
man.
He's gonna get a bunch of gold and he doesn't, and I'm just like, oh, you poor little muffin. So, hugs to this dude. And also, please don't be the other jerk that runs off. That's just not very nice.
Definitely.
Felt really bad for him. Anyway, that was the story I had to share.
Run him, take him through Ice Crown. See if he gets lucky there.
No, because that's mine. I still don't have that. It would be mine.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't run that with anyone.
Take him as a good luck charm through Ice Crown. Show him the grand magistry of Ice Crown and all the RP that's in there.
Yeah, okay.
And then if it does drop, just be like, do you mind if I take it? I've been wanting it for a long while. And he'll probably say, yeah, sure.
I couldn't do it.
Now, he can put a ticket in, as he is saying, but in the end, it's really up to him. I mean, he didn't... That guy is being a bit of a douche, not giving him the gold or anything. So
but he still
could
traded
get the
it,
mount.
so...
He could get the mount back feasibly because they could pull the chat log where the guy said, "Oh, we'll give you gold for it," and you could be like, "Look, I'm kind of a new player. I didn't realize clicking trade meant take it now.
Yeah,
I thought
and
it
then
just
you can go
meant
away.
my side is ready now. What are you giving me, kind of thing?
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'd give him the benefit of the doubt, and maybe even just give him the mount. But
Maybe.
it's totally up to.
I don't know when it happened. Like, our guildie only told us about it today, so I don't know when it happened. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. I just felt bad for the poor kid. Anyway,
yeah.
I put out a tweet earlier asking other people what they felt the easiest mounts were to get. Do you want to read those out?
Yes, and so we just got one in just then from Tidget,
Oh, cool.
who is from Junkertown FM,
Hi.
Overwatch podcast. He said that he got the green Proto Drake on the first egg.
Oh
that he
my
hatched.
goodness! Congratulations.
That's a really rare one. That's really awesome, dude.
That's awesome, yeah.
Now, we got a tweet from Alex Sharp, previously known as the Shar of Happiness, I believe, who said OS 3D. And when I looked at it, I went, what? I'm like, Obsidian Sanctum 3 Drakes. Duh.
That's the one. Yeah, it's such a good one because it's like that's first dragons, you know, like it's dragons. It's really cool. I think they're cool ones to go for if you want some easy mounts. That's a good one.
Yeah, and a bunch of easy mounts. They're all different kinds of mounts. So if you're just like, I really want a dragon, you can get one there. I really want a horse that can fly. It's like, we'll go play 3 games of Hearthstone.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it just depends on what your taste is in that regards. You can take the next one. I refuse to.
Our lovely Art Gremlin, who's in her teapot right now, sent us a tweet about the easiest mount to get, and she said, hee hee, wiggles eyebrows and spaz. The ribbon bird, of course, Ashes of Valar. There are very few people who would say that that's an easy mount to get, but it definitely was for her.
Yep. Now we did get a tweet from Spanky, who says, apart from vendor mounts, I'd say the Celestial Dragon from Mogul Vaults
Lies.
dropped twice in 6 weeks, and he was farming it.
Yeah, nah.
That's
exceptionally lucky. Exceptionally
definitely.
lucky.
And Mogul
great for
Vaults
him
can
and
be
coffee.
a little Mogul Vaults can be a little difficult, even for max level players if you're not 100% sure what some of the mechanics of those fights are if you're by yourself. So that's one we didn't mention tonight because it's from Mists, so it's still a little.
It's not like you're in and out in a few minutes. And it's like it's the second last boss, so.
Yeah, so you do have to kind of worry about some of the mechanics for some of the fights, so it was one that we just left off. Now, the next tweet we got from Alessander says, easiest mount by far was the newbie set down the hill. Darth 3D was also pretty easy. All I had to do was wait for a res and click need. # guild. Oh gosh.
This didn't make sense to me.
I think that she died, and then her guild killed it, and then she just clicked need.
Oh, okay.
During the fight. I could be reading that wrong, but I believe that's what it means.
Okay.
So.
I'm not down with all the lingo. According to Azzy, I'm old, which is absolutely right. So, I don't know what all the cool kids say.
That's fine. Well, what did Anne say?
Anne said she felt racial mounts because you can just wear a tabard in dungeons and get the rep that way. Absolutely right. They're really good, easy ones to farm for quite quickly.
Yep.
And Jude said Brunch Drake from Wrath of the Lich King, Time Culling or Strath Home Run, which we were talking about earlier. So that's the timed one.
Yep.
So all very good suggestions. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations to those people who got really hard mounts really quickly. We love/hate you, but mostly love.
Yes, and if you want to send us a picture, please
Yeah,
do
you
so.
should do that.
And if you want 6 months worth of Wowhead, put knowledge in the email. and you'll also be in the draw for that. So, bit of oh god, I can't think of the word.
Cross promotion.
I was going to say persuasion, but sure.
Oh, persuade. Okay.
Now, we did get some tweets in regards to some other things. The first from Gildina, who says, you talked about the lack of artifact knowledge catch-up for new players. New players can do this repeatable quest, which is called Furthering Knowledge. It is a quest that's repeatable up until, I believe, artifact knowledge 25. And then, basically, it's 500 Autohaul resources. Now, this one, I actually thought this was a catch-up mechanic for alts. So, because my monk got the book to 20... No, sorry, was doing the levels himself. But then this popped up once my hunter hit whatever he was at. This got me to 25. So I thought this was a little catch up for those who hadn't maybe been doing the artifact knowledge on their alts. But if this is catch up for any players, that's excellent.
It's yeah, what you'll find now, if you start a new character now, like if you start without any alt, you're brand spanking new, and you start now and you start doing the artifact research, it'll actually complete a lot faster than what it did for us when we first started in Legion. So at the moment it takes like 4 days. The first ones will take like a day, and the next one's like 2 days, and so on and so forth. So it's so that you can get that artifact knowledge up faster, so that you don't feel so far behind. So there's a few catch-up mechanisms in place to help people with that.
Yes, I will double check for next week for that if Furthering Knowledge is a player catch-up or just for like alts. But we'll talk about that next week. We have a tweet from Battle Panda. Says, I just got the Grand Black War Mammoth achievement. When did Wrath of the Lich King come out again?
Congratulations.
Which is directly from his tweet. But definitely, congratulations. That's a big one.
It is. Well done.
Now, the reason that wasn't on the list today was because it actually requires a small amount of planning on your part, or luck, depending on how you feel, because Wintergrasp, the zone in Northrend, has to be controlled by your faction at the end of the round of Wintergrasp, and that opens the portal for you, that takes the keep in the northern point of Wintergrasp for your faction and opens the portal for you to actually go inside. So you either have to come in at the right time when it's your faction controlled, or wait for the next set of battlegrounds to come up and actually like push your way through and win. Which I actually don't even know how to win Wintergrasp, so
I think if there's no one else around, as long as you're standing there, you win.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I wasn't around when Wrath of the Lich King was.
No, me either.
So I really don't know. But yeah, if you out there do know how Wintergrasp works or have any stories about Wintergrasp, let us know. We love to hear. We love pictures and we love hearing stories. And yeah, we get to then read them, and everybody else gets to hear them, which is great. Now, next week we will be going on with this guide to sort of new collectors. We'll talk about a few pets next week. Obviously, we're not just going to name every single snake that you can get in every starting zone and every squirrel that's out there. But there are a few pets out there that are quite easy to get. And Cindy, you can talk a bit next week about actually getting pets to level 25 quite quickly, because you've done a fair bit of pet battling.
Sure.
We'll also talk about some interesting achievements that are actually quite easy to do. So we want to kind of cover all the collecting stuff, because most people don't know where to start when it comes to this, when it comes to collecting things, but once they start, it just branches off and branches off in every which way, and it's just easier if you can find make a list and go for that first, and then go from there. So we definitely want to talk about this stuff. But if you'd like to come along next week to our live recording, you can join us Tuesday nights on Twitch at twitch.tv/Reins of Azeroth. Now, before I continue, I would like to mention that we have some merchandise in the work. Some shirts.
Fancy.
It's very fancy. I'm just pulling them up for the Twitch stream so they can have a look. We'll tweet out the picture of our brand new shirts, if this would work, which it's not. Oh wait, no. There it goes. And apologies, audio listeners.
These things
This
happen.
is very interesting radio.
Does it not want to play for you?
No, there it goes. But other than that, if you'd like
Hi,
to...
hey.
Oh, oops. That there,
Oops.
and that out. There we go. Now you don't see the show notes.
Yeah.
There. Now, the first one is the hexagon with Reins of Azeroth written across it, and the other is actually an item called the Reins of Azeroth on a shirt, which I freaking love.
Yeah, this is my favorite one as well.
Yeah. I was toying around with like maybe doing one of the achievements as like listens to the Reins of Azeroth or something like that, but I let our art gremlin do all this stuff because she's way better at it than I. But if you would like to come see the show and watch me mess around on Twitch and be hopeless, you can definitely come along Tuesday nights, twitch.tv/Reins of Azeroth, as I said. If you'd like to find our stuff, all of our stuff, can at reinsofazeroth.com. You can listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. And after the live show, I do upload our video content to YouTube. And there was absolutely nothing wrong with this episode. I totally didn't get the number wrong at all. I don't know what you're talking about. But just search for Reins of Azeroth, and you can check it out there. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, we'd love to get a 5-star review, if possible. Hell, any review would be great. Because if you give us a review and then tell us on Twitter that you did, I'm gonna have to go rebuild that thing that tells me when we get reviews, because I lost it when I made my new computer. If you're on Stitcher, though, yeah, if you're on Stitcher, you can give us a thumbs up. That would be great, because the more people that like our stuff, the more likely people will listen to our stuff. And hey, if you have some friends out there who you think would love the show, recommend us to them. If they're podcast listeners, it's another hour-ish worth of listening that they get to do. If they, I heard someone who is a prep cook and listens to 35 different podcasts in a week.
Whoa. That's understandable, though.
Yeah, he's just like, I put my headphones in and I just chop lettuce for 8 hours listening to podcasts. I'm like, oh, I could not do that. Well, the prep cook, not the listening to podcasts. I could do that all day. But now, if you have any questions, stories, pictures, entries to go along with them, send them to reinsofAzeroth@gmail.com. If you'd like to tweet at the show your answers to our questions that we put out occasionally, you can tweet at us at Reins of Azeroth. I can be found at SpazWesson. Cinder can be found at Cinder_tweets. And if you'd like to get on our Discord and tweet at one of us, and we'll send you a link for it, because I've many times to do a permanent linking, and it's always failed. Because reasons. I don't know how Discord works well enough. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week.
Don't forget to enter for your Warhead Premium. Knowledge.
Yes, we have 2 to give away. So definitely enter. And week
thanks again to Warhead for those.
Yes, definitely thank you to Warhead. Did they reach out to us?
I reached out to Perk.
Okay, because I didn't. I was totally oblivious to this until I saw the show notes.
Know. I thought you might like the surprise, though.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I thought you might like
I saw that. To be honest, I saw that she followed us, and I was like, "Oh my god, she actually knows who we are."
I know.
I freaked out. I freaked out a little, but yeah. We're a small podcast, so when we get a little bit of someone that I know I know from something bigger, or someone I listen to then follows us, I'm just like, huh. Don't freak out, don't freak out, don't freak out, don't freak out.
Be cool, man. Cool.
Exactly. But other than that, we will see you guys all next week.
Thanks, guys, for listening.
For more collecting beginnery stuff.
Thanks for being in the chat room too, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
We're done.
Yay.
Sirius is free.
Ooh.
Oh. Offline. You'd think I'd learn to talk better on a podcast after doing 60-some-odd episodes.
I know. I'm just bad.
Can't do the words good.
Okay. Is there anyone in the chat room that had any questions before we head off? Oh, actually, I totally forgot to mention the Con Before the Storm.
Poop. I think it's all finished now anyway, so...
Yeah, I think it is, but the Con Before the Storm is finished, but DitchCon is still doing their... Let's see. There's so many different events around BlizzCon, I never know what's happening. But, yeah. It's someday I'll get to go to BlizzCon. Eventually.
One day my prince will come.
Well. Yeah, so we'll let the Twitch audience go.
Bye-bye, Twitchies.
Be free.
We'll see everybody next week.
I love you.